asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Do you know when you're working out on like some sort of cable machine, lat pull down, something like that?
Yeah.
Right. Have you ever, when you finished your last set, taken the pin out and put it much higher so other people think you're really strong when they go to use the machine? I'm asking for a friend.
You're asking a friend?
I've never done that.
I wouldn't speak to you. No, I've never done that. I mean, if I tell your friend, they need help.
I do that all the time.
Seriously?
I do it all the time. So I'll tell you when I do it. It's when I've just done a set to failure. I would have lifted heavy.
Okay.
And on the last set, I drop it down really light and I just go until failure. And because I'm there screaming and crying about the last couple of reps, I don't want the next person to come behind me and be like, that was only 20 kilos.
See, now you could be context.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of times. but only because you give me context. But yeah. You know, you go from the stack up, and people are like, what are you doing? And they go, oh, it's 6 kilograms.
Yeah. So I put it back heavy.
I'm not condoning it, but I've heard, tell your friend, I've
heard people do it.
I've heard people do it.
Banging Jim was the joke that got me forward to do Live the Apollo. That's the joke that killed in every comedy club that they saw and they were like, yes. And it was just such a simple joke on slang. And the thing is, you think the first time you hear any slang, it always sounds weird. It takes a long time for slang to sound normal because you have to understand it. And that was literally what was happening outside a nightclub. 2 newer guys, still a good friend of mine, his name's Leon. And it was his first shift working with us. And he had his friend there. He had his friend D working there. They were just chatting. And it was Leon that turned to him. He was like, yeah, you still banging Jim? And me and my other friend Phil were just like, oh, all right. Because we hadn't met him. And it was when you hear that sort of conversation progress. And that's the thing, when it comes to slang, like if you don't know, because like I said, you think the years of us growing up, banging anything meant something very different.
Oh, yeah.
So to hear it in that context, I knew what I thought it meant. And there's loads, there's so much slang. And I think at any era, you look back like as kids.
Yeah.
None of it made sense.
No. Are you going to get off with that girl?
Are you going to get off with that girl?
Get off? What?
Yeah, that
makes no sense.
Yeah. Are you going to get off with that girl? I don't know what that means.
Even now as a grown man.
As a grown man, I now see how ridiculous that sounded. But back then, that was how you said it.
Yeah.
You're going to kiss her.
There you go.
You used to call girls fit, which kind of made sense.
Oh, yeah.
But now we've gone from fit to peng.
Yeah.
From peng to leng. I don't know when peng stopped being good enough and leng was the upgrade.
See, now leng, that's new to me.
You've heard peng though, right?
I've heard peng.
Yeah, but leng.
Yeah, leng?
Leng is the new peng. And now it's a normal phrase to say, yeah, you're banging Jim. And it's the one phrase that I get people saying to me in the street the most. You still banging Jim? Always. That's where the joke came from.
Oh, well done, dude.
Yeah, with comedy, I don't like to make things up. I like things to have happened. Life is funny enough without having to add new stuff to it.
Yeah, Joe, I'll go with you on that. And that's the thing. If you look around, there's comedy everywhere.
There's comedy absolutely everywhere. Do you know what my rule is? And I've said this on stage. When it comes to comedy, everything is funny until it happens to you.
Oh, yeah, I'll go with that.
Simple rule. No, yeah. Do you know how many times I've seen someone fall over and thought, that was hilarious?
Yeah.
But if I fall over...
You fall over, yeah.
And someone laugh, now you're racist.
Yeah.
But everything is funny until it happens to you. And people's senses of humour is going to be determined by what they've seen. Have you ever had a conversation with a paramedic? Actually, they have got a dark sense of humour.
Well, you'd have to.
Yeah.
You'd have to cope with what you go through.
Yeah. You can't see that day in, day out and then always be okay.
Yeah.
It depends on what you've been through, what you've seen.
Yeah.
Banging Jim.
It's
a great phrase.
So that came from that incident.
Yeah. But you know what? I love playing around with that sort of comedy when it looks at different types of masculinity because in the joke, I say how they brought me into the conversation. They're like, oh, well, you look like you banged Jim. And I'm like, well, I had a dream about it when I was a kid, but I don't know if that's the same thing. I love playing with those sort of things.
Yeah.
Because they are fun, and it sort of does put a bit of a challenge out because there's still that stigma.
Oh, yeah.
Around everything around sexuality.
Yeah.
I used to tell this joke how I've told it a couple of times. How I was like, yeah, I'm 100% straight. And then I saw Jason Momoa put his hair up, and I was like, I'm 80-20. I'm 80.
Yeah.
80
Yeah.
to 70-30.
Yeah.
Depending if it's Aquaman. Like, yeah.
I've been asked that same sort of thing over the years. You know, when you get to like dinner parties, people are like, if you were, who would it be? If you're going to go to the other side, who would you, what Hollywood or superstar would you go? And you go, I'm not entertaining that thought, The Rock.
I've got a whole list. The Rock, no. I think we'd argue.
And he's so busy all the time.
Yeah, I feel like Chris Evans would make time for you.
I think The Rock would have expectations that you know he's busy.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't call, wouldn't text.
I reckon he'd make you call him The Rock.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa, I think he'd cancel plans to spend extra time with you.
And I think there'd be lots of walks in nature.
Oh, well, yeah, you'd do so many cool things.
Yeah, yeah.
If that'd be a wonderful lifestyle. You'd go hiking, you'd go rock climbing. I don't think there's any sort of outdoor sport that he wouldn't be up for going to if you asked him to.
Yeah.
I went online and I went looking for people's pet peeves when they go to the gym. Things that annoy people. So not wiping down equipment after use, leaving sweat for others. I actually wipe my machine down first.
Right.
I think wiping it down for someone else looks after them, but I don't know who was on it before me.
Gold star.
Yeah, gold star.
That's gold star. I'm the same. I wipe down, I use it, I wipe down as I'm leaving.
I don't wipe down.
Oh, I wipe down.
It depends on that switcher and what I've been using.
I'm going to wipe down. And you know what? Not only am I going to wipe down, I'm going to make a big deal out of it. Yeah, no, I can't stand sweaty piece of equipment.
You let everyone in the gym know, everyone look.
Yeah.
I'm doing. This is one that I cannot stand, and I always see this when it's young people.
Okay.
And for all young people listening, stop doing it. When I see groups of young people hogging 3 or 4 machines, and you're sat there chatting for most of it, but you're just taking up a lot of space and using the place as a social club.
Yeah.
Which in some respects it is, but there are other people working out.
Yeah.
People that hog machines. I hope you burn in hell if I'm being completely honest with it.
So I don't have a problem with that.
Which is worse, hogging machines or sweaty machines?
Sweaty machines spreading with bacteria, germs, and so on and so forth. I'm not a germaphobe. I just think it's a bit disgusting and rude. Hogging machines, come on. It's just a wind up. It doesn't need to happen. And I think it's education. Because when I was younger, I used to train with some friends.
Yeah.
And you just do it. But until someone steps to you and says, hey, that's not how it's done.
Yeah. This one I'm guilty of, but there's an explanation for it. So people that slam weights down or make a load of noise.
Oh, you better explain yourself well.
Yeah. So my theory is you're only allowed to do that over a certain weight.
Oh.
So I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
The other day, I had 50 kilo dumbbells.
Yeah.
At the end of my set, it took a lot of energy to get up. And that last one, I went to failure and I couldn't safely put it down. I had to let it go. But if you're doing that with 20 kilo dumbbells, then no.
No.
But
then again, it's that word I keep using, context.
Yeah.
If you're someone who weighs 45 kilograms and you do that with a 20, it's relative. So they'll say, why couldn't I? Do you know what I mean? And they'll drop the 20.
I still judge you.
I'm going to judge you too. I was still going to go,
This is like when you're driving, all the things that you're angry at other people for are roundabouts, not indicating. When they do it, you go, I hope you crash. I hope you crash.
Yeah.
When I do it, it's fine because I'm doing it. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
There's loads of these little things. People, when you drive, the amount of things you cuss people for when you're driving that you definitely do.
Oh, I've gone full on. I'm serial killer. If you haven't flashed me, you have to say thank you. Or if I let you go and I've flashed you and you've just pulled out and I'm counting 1,000, 2,000, thinking, where's the indicator to say thank you or a hand or something? I'm like,
some of the thoughts that I have whilst driving are very homicidal.
Yeah.
And it will be something as small as that where you go, he didn't wave. Okay, let's follow him and burn his house.
There you go.
I reckon I spend more time looking at other dudes in the gym than I do looking at women.
Yeah. No, it's one of those the laws of the jungle, isn't it? Like, you go, give respect. You go,
You can.
Nice.
There's some you go like there's this dude in my gym, and I had to ask him the other day because I'm seeing this. He's not a big guy. He's jacked.
Okay.
He's not a big guy.
Yeah.
And he's in there squatting 3 plates. I've seen him bench city numbers, and I was like, I need to know how much he weighs because I'm trying to figure out how strong he is.
Well, yeah.
And we stood there like placing bets on how much we thought this dude weighs. I was like, I've got to go and ask him now. And like I was like, dude, how much? And he's 75 kilos, and he's squatting 3 plates like it's nothing. I was like,
Oh, wow.
guys will go and do that to each other.
Yeah.
Or if you see a guy that is looking good, like if you want to feel good about yourself, go to a gym.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of the other compliments you get from other dudes.
And it's coming from a good place.
Yeah.
It's coming from a good place. They're like, hey, you're looking tonk.
I don't think anyone has said the term tonk for, I reckon, easily over a decade. Tonk.
It's going to be back in there now. You can go to the gym tomorrow and be like, hey.
Say, oh, you're looking tonk, bruv.
And you'll be like,
Wedge, dench, there's so many.
Dench.
Dench is a good one. I like dench.
Dench is,
Wedge was a good one.
oh, nice.
Yeah, those are all good terminology.
Dench, man, that needs to come back.
That should come back. I don't know if it left.
I haven't heard it for a long time.
I think I have because I still say it and refuse to let it go.
Okay, that's how I feel about tonk.
What was it like working on The Biggest Loser? Because when was the last episode? When did they stop doing that?
So it's probably about 9-10 years ago.
No, wow.
Yeah.
Nearly a decade ago.
Yeah.
I thought that program, I thought it was great that you saw, like, because people really worked on that one. And I'd like to see there's captions or videos that still come up on socials from back in the day,
Yeah.
and they only show the before and after. You see some of them, their transformations are incredible.
Imagine someone allowing you to do your job to almost its fullest. That's what it was in The Biggest Loser. We got to go in and got to use all our skills
Yeah,
and all my skills to work with these people who volunteered. They applied to be a part of this.
yeah,
And to help them through their nutrition, their fitness, their realign their mindsets, get into good habits, and seeing that change from the first person to the last, one of the best experiences of my life.
what's the worst one? Yeah, don't say names, but what happened?
Oh no, do you know what? Every now and then you get clients who want to commit to it, but have no intention of committing to it. And you're having conversations on a regular basis about how many kebabs they've had, how much they've drunk, and you're like, this is Groundhog Day. And it's not like I dislike you. It's like I don't think you're in the right place right now to be doing this, and I'm maybe not the right person for you. That's it.
I remember once in my gym, I see one of the PTs. This is a long time ago. I saw one of the PTs training this woman, and he was like, "Today, burpees." She went, "I don't want to do that." He went, "All right, something else." And I thought, no, this is what we're doing today. That's first. I've hired you to give me the motivation, to give me the education, because I don't know what I'm doing. So do as you're told.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, burpees, I'd fight that too.
No one likes burpees.
No one likes burpees. But yeah, up to a point you go, it's like, are you going to repair your car yourself, or you can get your car repaired in a garage by a mechanic?
When it comes to The Biggest Loser, I don't think they will ever do that again. Not for the foreseeable. The amount of times there's been certain projects that we've pitched to different broadcasters, and they've been about fitness, they've been about training, something lifestyle, but lifestyle away from food. It's been working out.
Yeah.
Everyone comes back with the same response, which is people will get triggered.
Absolutely.
We're fat shaming.
Yep.
And I've never understood that, because you're not fat shaming. You're going, I want to better myself. And as far as I'm concerned, if you don't like something, then just don't watch it.
There you go. Love Island. Okay.
Love Island, I'd get rid of that.
Right.
There's loads of these I'd get rid of. Do you know which one I would get rid of? Married at First Sight.
And that's why those shows do my head in.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's personal preference.
Have you watched it?
I've watched it. I've never watched seasons. I've seen it in the background.
Richard and I have actually known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
It was, 20 years ago.
Yep.
That we were in a super club. It wasn't just a nightclub. This is a nightclub called Eros back in the day in North London. It held 2,500 people. It was open every night of the week pretty much. And we'd go down there and we pretty much just dance battle.
That's exactly what
that
we
was
did.
the evening.
Yeah.
And this went on for the whole time that Eros was open. And it was back in the day where we just called it garage, not old school garage.
No, exactly. There was no old school.
And it really upsets me when I'm out. They're like, "Oh, this is for the old school ravers." I'm like, I remember that from yesterday.
Yeah. I feel like my dad. I feel like my mom and dad.
Yeah.
When they hear music, they're like, oh, the classics.
Yeah.
Oh, that must break their hearts. I know where you're coming from.
Do you know, people born like now, their time difference from where we were kids is the same sort of time difference of us talking about the 30s and 40s. You didn't need to hear that enough.
You've literally just ruined my day.
Yeah. I've had people ruin my day. I had a friend in my car once and I was listening to Usher, his 8701 album.
Oh,
yeah. Classic album.
Come on.
And I was vibing. It was a good day. I was like, I haven't heard this song in a while. And I'm remembering being on roller skates thinking, this is my jam. It was U-Turn. And then my friend said to me, you know, this album came out 23 years ago.
Mind your business.
Yeah, get out of my car. Now you can walk.
Legitimately,
get out of my car.
You're allowed to do that. Even on the dual carriageway. You're allowed to do that.
On a motorway, get out of the car. You can walk now.
What a period. I'll be honest, in the gym, every now and then, I'm putting my Spotify on some R&B classics. Yeah. And because back then when I was training, that's when I feel like everything just fell into place. And sometimes I take myself back there with my music.
Yeah.
The good R&B, some good tunes. I'm like, yeah, and I'm sitting there smiling. I'm especially the weights up. People are like, what's he listening to? Some sort of hard. I'm like, no, I'm listening to some romantic stuff. Now I'm like,
you know what I listen to?
What do you listen to?
Purely because it makes me laugh, because I know no one else can hear it. And I know the what is the word I'm looking for? I know the perception of how people will see us in a gym.
Yeah.
Especially when you are lifting heavy.
Yeah.
So I listen to pretty much exclusively Disney soundtracks. Anything Renaissance Disney. So Hercules, that soundtrack's incredible. Pocahontas. I listen to all those musical theatre tracks because it makes me laugh, because I know no one else knows. I've got Michael Bolton playing, I Can Go the Distance, blaring in my ear, and no one else knows. And it cracks me up.
Okay, fine. Okay, I can bet. I've been listening to Hamilton, I've been listening to Princess and the Frog.
There it is.
That's the soundtrack and a half.
Music will change everything, especially when you're working out.
Oh, honestly, the right track takes you to another place. I mean, I'm in that zone. And like I said, sometimes I have like throwbacks. So like when I was like 15, 16, and I remember hearing certain songs, and I'll be in the gym, that song will come on if I'm on the shuffle or something, and I'm like, oh yeah. And I remember that youthful exuberance with my Little Woods or my Index or Argos weights at home during age 16.
Yeah.
I hear Mysterious Girl, Peter Andre. I fly back to that. I'm thinking, yeah, man, yeah. Or like Marky Mark. And I'm like, yeah. For those of you who don't know who he is, that was Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg, when he first started.
Yeah, man.
I went trolling in preparation for this. I wanted to see what do people do. And I like to look for gym facts, because one thing I do, because apparently I look like I know what I'm doing, because I've got the right straps and what have you.
Yeah, all the gear.
So I make stuff up because I'm like, this is funny. Like, so.
But you're delivering it with confidence, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So somebody will ask me about my grips. I've got these hand grips, and I have the hand grips purely so I don't get calluses.
Oh, when you soft hands.
I've got really soft hands.
Oh, bless you, man.
I don't want calluses.
Oh, my hands look like I actually walk on my hands.
Yeah, I really don't. And I get cussed out. There's people in my gym that cuss me out for them. But I had these newbies in there, and they were like, what are they? And I was like, oh, they actually improve your gains by 12%, but you've got to use them regularly for at least 6 months. And they're like, oh, really? And they literally, they buy into it. And I find it hilarious. And now I just make stuff up.
I mean, you say it to me with such confidence. I'm just saying, you are joking here, right? Because I'm about to go on Amazon.
You see, it's one of those where all it does is stop me getting calluses.
Well played, dude.
That's literally it. But it was like, yeah, just improve your gains. There was one fact I got to find it right. So there was one fact, and I find this hilarious because it's stupid, but then when you think about it, and it was, where was it? Okay, taking pictures after your session makes you train harder for better results.
Oh, I can see where they're going with that.
Yeah.
I can see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Because after the session, you're all engorged with blood, you're pumped, you're vascular.
Gym lighting is the best.
Oh my Lord. I'll drive 100 miles for good lighting.
Do you know what? There's been times I've finished the session and I say I've gone to get changed. There's no need for me to get changed at the gym. I live 500 meters away from my gym. I just know that gym mirror is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'll still have a fresh pump and I'll go to get changed. And in the mirror, you're like, I am looking jacked.
Yeah.
Then I get home and I go and have a shower. I look in the mirror at my house. I'm like, you put on weight since you left the gym?
The gym I go to, it's a one-line chain, but their lighting in the change room seems to be is set up. I think they go and get someone who's an influencer to go and say, get the lighting right by the mirror, have soft lighting, I want it at this percent. Because I go in there and I'm like, I look like I belong in Wakanda.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm shredded. I'm like, I walk outside and everyone's like, oh, bless you. Okay, you've been sick.
There are certain comments you can say to your friend.
Oh, yes.
That will ruin their day.
Yeah.
Possibly their month.
Yeah.
And it is the most fun. Me and my friends, we do it to each other. And even though you know it's coming, you try and laugh it off.
Yeah.
You will take it seriously and it will cut you deep. And I'll meet up with a friend who I know trains. And I'll see him. I'll go, oh, you stopped training legs. Exactly. Look, I didn't even mean that to you. And look how sad you are.
That just, oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's one. Have you been ill? You've dropped some size.
Yeah.
Why would you say that to me?
Are you trying to lose weight?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had that throughout my whole life. I mean, even from the age of 16, I was a sprinter, sports person. So I was training, and my friends would be like, "Hey, rich man, you got no chest." I'll be like, "Ha, laugh. I'll be at home, smashing out push-ups, crying, the tears, the snot bubbles falling on my back of my hands.
I have got a chest.
I have got a chest. It's reverse psychology because I'm not looking small, but they want to try and take me down. And you go, why can't we just give people credit where credit's due?
Do you know what? I'd always try and give credit where someone. I appreciate when someone has worked for something.
Yes.
And that's the thing. So when it goes back to taking pictures after you've worked out,
yeah,
I think it helps in very much the same way that the right song will help. If I'm lifting a heavy weight that I don't know if I can do,
okay,
I film it. Because now that there's a camera on, I'm like, you've got to lift that because people will know.
Dude.
You do?
Yeah. Oh, if I'm doing something that's like, okay, I'm struggling, or if it's like a last episode, I'm like, I don't want to be here. Yeah. I know I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm hitting that button.
Yeah. I don't even send it to anyone.
Yeah.
I literally film it. And then if I failed, I'd probably send it out. But I'll film it.
Yeah.
And then I'll delete it afterwards. But I know once the camera, and I've got friends that want to do that. If I'm like pandering around and sort of trying to procrastinate, just get your phone out and go, we've got to lift it out because I'll send this to everyone.
God, yeah.
And now you have to do it.
See, and this happened last year, and I had a 140 on the bench press, obviously 3 plates.
Brag.
Just let you know, saying, and warm up, yeah. But I'd done it for a long time, and I was thinking, I don't know if I can do it, and it's all around the spot. I had set my camera up and see if I nailed this, it's going to be great. What it came to wasn't so much about what I did. I'm actually going to get a couple of reps out, okay?
Yeah.
But more importantly, there was a guy in the background that I watched after. So I actually posted it as my story, all right? And because this guy paused what he was doing, and he was facing the other direction, do some bicep curls, and he paused and half turned to watch me do it. And he wasn't doing it to watch me.
Yeah.
He was doing it to watch out for me.
Yeah.
And you could see him flinching, like if I struggle, he's coming to spot me. And I got it out and I racked it, and I didn't think anything of it. When I played it back and I saw that, I did a quick tag, and he came up to me a few days later in the gym, and we got talking.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is what the gym this is what the gym community is about.
Yeah.
I didn't know him from Adam, but he was ready to spot me.
But there's so much, you know what? And the way that it sounds like he was stood there, like if there's too many people that train with their egos.
Absolutely.
I've had a kid in the gym. He was strong.
Yeah.
He was lifting a lot, but I could see him out the corner of my eye. He's getting towards his max. He's on the flat bench. And this kid weighed no more than 85 kilos. But he's got maybe 110 on there. 110, and he puts 2.5 plates on. He's trying to go for 1 rep, which I've never really been a fan of. I'm like, if you can't do 4 reps, you can't do it. So then he's then on the bench. And I said to him, because I saw his last set, I was like, dude, do you need a spot? No, I've got it, mate. I thought, all right. He then he takes it off the rack, gets it down to his chest, gets it slightly up. Now this guy's stuck. You can see him, arms going. I thought, nah, you've got this.
Yeah.
I left him.
Well, it's just all there now. It's still there now.
3 weeks. It's still on that bench. Don't train with your ego, dude.
No, and that's the ego lifting. That's a whole episode.
Yeah.
That's a whole episode. And there's so few of the people that do that.
Yeah.
That's why they stand out. Because the gym typically is a great social place, a great community. People look out for each other. We're all on the same path. We're all on a...
Everyone's got the same goal there.
There we go.
What I do like to do, though, is purposely ask my friends if they need a spot loudly when they're lifting something light.
Are you that person?
Yeah. There's so many mind games that happen.
Oh, yeah.
In a gym that do crack me up.
Well, well done for still being here and working out. I'm still banging gym, dude.
Still banging gym. I think I'm going to be banging gym forever.
Head first, man.
Oh God, it's such a fun place for so many. I like it when I see, it's when you see people using machines weirdly or like weird form. Do you? Here's the thing. You're a PT.
Yeah.
I'm not a PT. So when you see people doing some sort of stupidness in a gym, do you get involved and tell them the right way to do it? Because I saw this one dude, he was doing a squat, and I don't know how he didn't kill himself. Like his back was all bent up in some weird way. Do we see them old people with the hunches?
Oh, yeah.
He looked like that now, just because of how he was squatting, but he was barely moving. Like he wasn't, and his heels were coming up. It wasn't really doing anything. Because he could lift the bar up and move it an inch, he was like, I've just done 3 plates.
He's winning.
And I'm looking at thinking, if you can do 80 kilos, you can't do that. If you did 80 kilos, probably you'd feel it more. Yeah. But I'm like, that's not my place. But if you're a PT, I feel that gives you some sort of license because you're there to educate.
Right, Joy. Sometimes I feel like, and don't compare, I'm not trying to compare us in this fitness industry to doctors, but I feel like you have a duty of care.
Yeah.
Okay? If someone claps on the train or on the plane, call the doctors. If you're a doctor and you're qualified, you expect help.
Yeah.
On the gym floor, it's not the same. I go to my gym and I'm a punter. I don't train there. I don't train clients there.
Yeah.
And I see people doing some weird things. I'm looking around thinking, can someone please correct them?
Yeah.
Over the years, I've corrected a few people, given a bit of advice, but I've had to tiptoe into it.
Yeah.
To let them know that what they're doing is good, but maybe try this for fear of injury. But I see some crazy things happen on a regular basis, and I want to help, but at the same time, you have to pick your battles. Because sometimes people, I'm not a small guy, I'm not a big guy in the slightest, but if I walk up and go, excuse me, hey, can I just help you out a little bit? Try and do this. They might go, you don't know me.
Yeah.
My trainer said I should do this, and my trainer hasn't corrected me, so who are you? And suddenly I'm the bad guy who gets whispered about as they walk away. But most of the time when I approach people, it's done in a nice, caring, nurturing way. But sometimes I have to look at people and go, do you know what? I don't think I can help you.
There's a guy in my gym who's lost close to 60 kilos, something stupid like that. Wow. And I find him, I now watch what he's doing because I'm like, I'm going to do that.
Phenomenal.
Because he's got into ridiculous shape. And he's one of those, it's like I was saying before, when it comes to things like The Biggest Loser, I wish they'd bring shows back like that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's better to motivate people. Because I find anybody's transformation, anyone who can have that sort of work ethic, I think is inspiring, and I think should be shown. Right,
and that's exactly it. So, in a nutshell, the transformations, people's journeys, we like to be a part of it.
Yeah.
All right. Whether
but you want like a part of it at home as well, and you're giving people advice on what they can do. I mean, I wish I had the education when I was a kid that we've got now.
Yeah.
In regard to training.
Yeah.
Because we do nothing. You lift heavy stuff and that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing about dietary requirements. Nothing. I did something yesterday and I'm like, oh, you are the worst. There's something worse than vegans. And I feel bad for vegans anyway, because vegans are trying to do a good thing.
Oh, yeah. It comes from a good place.
And everyone hates them. Like, I've heard vegans get cussed out more than people that knock on your door and try and sell you religion.
Yeah.
Vegans get cussed out, even in the comedy world. You cuss a vegan, it's fine. Even if they're in the room, to their face. You cuss them out, it's fine. And I've realised that I'm someone who is much worse than a vegan.
Why are you?
Someone who counts calories. I'll tell you why. Because a vegan will wait for the opportunity to tell you they're a vegan. Whereas someone who counts calories,
yes,
I'm not waiting.
You're not waiting.
someone literally, I was at the Comedy Store last night, brag. I was at the Comedy Store last night, and the staff were there. I got there early, and one of the girls there that works behind the bar, she bought some snacks. She went to me, "Do you want a chocolate biscuit?" Now, I could have just said, "No, thank you."
That's the easy, nice, polite option.
That's the right option.
Correct.
I didn't do that.
Oh, what do you do?
I said, "No, I'm actually counting calories at the minute, so I'm on quite a high protein calorie deficit, trying to strip down but keep my size." So she got like a 5-minute speech that nobody asked for, and they're all looking at me with blank faces, and I was just like, "Well, sorry, I meant no, thank you. I will that one."
Yeah.
People that count calories will be the first to tell you they're counting calories.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And they'll ask you questions like, "You'll be eating your food, minding your own business. There, do you know how many calories is in that? Do you know? Right there, 400 calories. Isn't that great? 400 calories. Do you know what's your calorie content? What's your let's talk BMI. Do you know, what macros are you on?
Yeah.
No one asked you.
No one asked you.
No one asked you.
Well, you delivered to the door.
Keep that shit to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, if you're someone out there who's doing this, just be mindful of the fact that
Don't be me.
Don't
be me. Keep it yourself.
Yeah, if you're doing it,
One other than you can.
yeah, just do it. If it's between you and your coach, it's between you and your coach. Don't bring your kids into it, your partner into it, your friends. They don't care.
Do you know what? That was a lot of fun. There's so many things that happen in the gym that people don't talk about or don't let out. It can be a hilarious place, and I'm looking forward to this. We've got a lot of fun guests that are going to be popping in over the next few months. So I'm looking forward to doing this again.
This is much needed.
Oh, definitely needed. Everyone needs that verbal outlet.
There you go. It's like
Get the talk out.
Yeah, cathartic. We're going to set the world to rights. We want everyone out there to
We'll talk about everything.
Yeah, you tell us topics, we're going to talk about it. And things that are your gripes, your likes, your dislikes, even if you want to out your gym crushes, talk to us.
Oh, God, if you want to out your gym crushes, yeah, we'll tag everyone. That would be, I would like to do, do you know what? Let's figure out a way to do Married at First Sight Gym Edition.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Rich, next time, I'll see you then.
Take care, man.